This right here is real bravery.
So, you know, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it. And for all the people giving me death threats, threatening my life, kill me. Go ahead, kill me. Because you know what? As Fred Hampton said, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution.
The man in question that you just saw deliver that speech right there is William Kelly. He is an ex-combat veteran for the United States, and he is gaining a lot of attention and momentum right now as a activist, protester, some person who's expressing his views online in the digital world and is also calling out ICE officers to their faces, just absolutely shaming them into a complete oblivion, as well as some other amazing videos of him expressing his beliefs, talking about the occupation of Minneapolis and Minnesota, and him protesting all of those things, as well as protecting his First Amendment rights. Not only that, but he has also put his body on the line, just like he did for this country as a person in the military. Now he is doing so back here at home. Kelly recently got a lot of attention after him and a group of other activists protested during a church service where one of the pastors who works at said church, David Easterwood, runs a local ICE field office in the Minneapolis Twin Cities area. So clearly people were not too happy about that. A pastor who works for ICE. I mean, yeah, it can't really get more insane than that. I mean, I guess love thy neighbor is just a suggestion, huh? There is so much to this story and to William Kelly. There's a lot of layers, so be sure to stick around until the end of the video. And if you like what you see, be sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts about this whole thing, because I'm sure there's going to be discussion about it. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's a really great way to show your support, and we'd really appreciate it. All right, let's jump in. So the activists at this protest at the church are now being investigated for interrupting a church service under the FACE Act, which is an act passed in 1994, which basically establishes that certain things and disruptions and causing people to not, be able to worship in certain ways and disturbing that is illegal under certain conditions. And so that is what the FACE Act basically says. However, activists and lawyers amongst the group do not regret their decision to protest at the church and are defending their actions. In particular, Nakima Armstrong spoke with Democracy Now! And she said that, quote, "We are unapologetic about going into the church." One of those in said protest was, wouldn't you guess it, William Kelly, who we saw earlier at the press conference daring MAGA and calling them this corrupt group and calling out this barbaric administration and Pam Bondi and all of that and going after them and basically begging them to go after him. And now he is receiving multiple upon multiple, dozens and dozens of death threats in mass. And he bravely talks about it right here.
You think your little death threats are going to intimidate me? You know how many fucking times I should have been dead? I'm a fucking combat infantry veteran. I'm lucky I fucking made it home. My life has been hard. You can't scare me. You can't fucking intimidate me. And even if you do come for me, and even if you do fucking kill me, as Fred Hampton said, you can kill the revolutionary, but not the revolution. All power to the people. I will not be intimidated by you fucking Nazis. Fuck you.
More bravery coming out of this guy right now than every single Republican politician combined. I mean, getting dozens, if not hundreds of death threats from so-called Christians, not being a politician, not being a public figure, not being a celebrity with protection and security and things like that, that can be really scary, right? That is really, really a frightening thing. Just a veteran with a bone to pick is now at the center of this huge controversy, national attention, Pam Bondi looking into it, all of this, and now people from across the United States are looking at this guy with so much vitriolic hatred that they're sending him death threats from, again, so-called Christians. He's just a guy rallying with his community, doing something that a lot of people would consider, disruptive and rude, but to receive death threats over it, yikes. Like, imagine that. This guy's morals must be solid as a rock, right? He is getting death threats and being investigated by this grotesque federal government, and he is still out on the streets, not giving up, protesting, showing his voice, speaking out, not abandoning his community. He is really standing strong here. Here he is publicly talking about the protest in the church to a group of organizers, and this guy really doesn't pull his punches. Take a look.
ICE is the complete opposite of Christianity. You cannot be an ICE agent and be a pastor. My name is William Kelly. I'm a combat infantry veteran. I'm a patriot. I'm a defender of human dignity. But we went in there and we preached the words of Jesus at them. Jesus said to love thy neighbor. Jesus said to welcome aliens from faraway places. But we're terrorists? They're calling me a professional agitator now? Well, yes, I am. I am an agitator because people need to be agitated. What they're doing to this nation is unconstitutional. It is inhumane. It is treason. It is disgusting. That is a white supremacist church. As long as that pastor is allowed to preach there, it is a hateful church.
He is really going in on these people and the church in this situation, and I mean, I can't really blame him, right? The streets of Minnesota are upset, and hearing a man of God is actually one of these ICE agents and working with this team against community, someplace that church and religion should be a bastion of. It seems antithetical to the whole thing that this church, godly man would be helping people ruin families. Yeah, I mean, I would be pissed too. I am. But I'm super curious to hear your thoughts about this whole thing as well, because this is clearly a divisive issue, and I feel like a lot of people on both sides may have very different opinions on this. So I would like to hear what you have to say as well. All right, let's continue. There's even some footage of Kelly inside the church questioning people on why they are here and what they're doing to support the church and support the protests and all of this, and why they're here at this church who is housing a pastor who has been working with this Gestapo ICE force.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity? Standing.
It's pretty wild to watch something like this, just across the board, general statement, right? People in a church, large protesters. I mean, this is America in 2026 under Donald Trump, right? This is due to his invasion of Minnesota and Minneapolis at large, using his ICE force as his own personal army, right? People being pushed to protest in ways that most would feel a bit unorthodox and out there. But nonetheless, these people are trying to get the point across, right? They're trying to send a message and make their point and argument very clear. They're trying to get eyeballs on their situation, which clearly it's working. They're trying to make their message as large as possible. And clearly doing things like this is getting people's attention to look at it for better or for worse. Here is a bit more footage of him inside the church, and you can actually see his face in this one and really hear the emotion and see those feelings that he has while he is speaking. Take a look.
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit?
Yeah, this guy is all in, really just showcasing what ICE is doing right now and how it is completely despicable. And I mean, I do agree with that. He even has a GoFundMe entitled "Help Me Practice My First Amendment Rights" with a bunch of exclamation points, which has raised over $43,000. But if you look at the original link to the GoFundMe, like the www.gofundme.com, it also says that the original title was "Help Me to Continue Agitating the Nazis." So this guy is clearly going all in on this, and he is facing a lot of pressure and maybe a legal battle ahead of him. So that is probably why he is looking for the donations here. But genuinely, I want to hear your thoughts on this, the actions he has taken, his speech against in the church and the protest that took place. I genuinely want to hear about it because it's an interesting case of these protesters have a genuine cause of ICE out of Minnesota in a church where the pastor is not a great dude, right? So there's a lot of differing opinions on this issue, and I would love to hear yours down below, especially because all of this is happening in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, on the ground where most of this insanity is occurring. But I think that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. It really is a great way to show your support, and share this video around so more people can see not only the words of our protesters here, but also to get their thoughts on this entire thing. So really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm Iago Lashua. Have a good day.